it's working. What's up, goobers? Yeah. Okay, so let me just make sure that I can hear myself in the loop back. Yeah, that's weird. I didn't know why I was blocked for like a second or two. Okay, cool. So yeah. What's up, goobers? So I think, is this thing working? Well, let me talk really loudly. Okay, yeah, there. So yeah, so I guess I just fixed, whoa, my hair just went nuts. My tracking's going nuts. I thought I fixed this earlier. I guess I did not fix it all the way. But I fixed most of it at least. Actually, there's a shiny thing back here that could be causing it. So yeah, I think after last stream, or at least the stream before, I actually did like a bunch of stuff, in my office, in my VR tracking space to like try to reduce random reflections and stuff, which I think were causing my, my tracking to like go nuts. And so hopefully that's it. I didn't go live. I only, started recording stuff, I think. I don't know why my hair physics is going nuts. There might be like a random collider in here that is like invisible. I have to look at that. But anyway, so yeah, I did a bit of a treatment in my office to like try to kill any like reflections and stuff that, oh, it might be my framed art. I'll have to see if that might be it, and I have to put like some matte covering on it. But I did get it to a point where like there was no there's like no jumping and stuff, so I don't know. Yeah, and I don't know why my hair is going nuts right now, but we're improving stuff like bit by bit as we go. A bug that I did fix is that you'll notice that my my voice volume is actually modulating the well, actually, what if I turn off the fans, because that might be causing like too much background sound. I might need to like recalibrate the range or something. Okay, actually, yeah, that's looking a lot better. So I have this feature where when I was oh my gosh, this mocap is going nuts. Add this feature where my voice volume would change the intensity of like my RGB. Like you can see like on my body and like on my cuffs and like my eyes and like on my face. That stuff's supposed to change brightness whenever I'm talking, but yeah, it wasn't working for the past few weeks, and it was just kind of a low priority task, but I finally got around to it. So hopefully that'll stay fixed. If not, then I know what the issue is. Sometimes it doesn't recognize what the microphone should be that it's listening to, and so yeah, I think it'll just be like adding a little interface to switch through those. But yeah, I'm gonna turn the fans back on because it's kind of toasty in here for some reason. What else? I keep forgetting to have props. Let me turn on a prop. Yeah. I have a screwdriver right now, and not the kind that's a tool. So announcements. I'm not sure if I'll be doing. Okay, I'm just gonna turn off the foot tracking because that's the one that's like going really, really nuts. So I'll just be like skating around. Yeah, like that. So yeah, I think next week, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be doing like 2 streams or 1 stream for like Tuesday, Thursday. I think that I want to take Thursday off just because there's a lot I want to change and prepare for, like make some new music, some new background music, and just make sure all the tech that I want to add is working and stuff. So I think I'm gonna take Thursday off of streaming next week. So it looks like that this Sunday I'll be trying to get that video of Injection's custom electronics and custom software working for how she drives. Injection's my 3-pound combat robot. And then Tuesday, I want to make some modifications to my handheld vacuum cleaner, because I generally like it, but there's some things that are really, really pissing me off about it. So we're going to do a bit of 3D printing there, similar to today's stream. And then I think Thursday I'll be taking that off. And then on Sunday, we're going to be doing Twitch debut, probably like 20, 30-ish minutes of just talking changes that I want to do to the stream. And then do like probably 3-ish hours or whatever of something I've been... First name I thought of it was like Specathon, but it's like, that sounds like some like corporate like running marathon thing, like 10K for solving Ligma or something like that. And so I'm like, yeah, that sounds really corny. And so I think the best name I've come up with so far is Brainstorm Sessions or something like that. But yeah, it's the working title. I need to change the entry I have for the live stream. I already have reserved there. But yeah, that's gonna be a thing. But yeah, I don't... Oh my gosh, why is that arm going nuts? I'm gonna be really annoyed if this is like one of those bugs that like only happens when I'm live, but it doesn't happen when I'm trying to test things out, like not live. But at least since I'm streaming to YouTube, I can make like a private stream and just stream to that and try to test stuff out. But yeah, it's kind of annoying. I also hope that I can like change the expressivity of my face, because like now that I like really look up close while talking, it's kind of dead. It'd be nice to upgrade shaders too. There's a lot I want to do. But yeah, let's see. Oh, I totally need to make those props actually line up to my mouth when I'm actually like drinking out of them. If it's something. Oh my gosh, this is nuts. Okay, well, let's get that beer bottle out of the way. Hold on, I'm just trying to see what it could be that's causing tracking to be off. Let me get this cable out of the way in case that's causing it to get kind of funky. There's nothing reflecting here. I put the things up there. I might just need to add like a common filter or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Bless me. But yeah, I guess maybe... Oh my gosh, I'm making like inappropriate gestures just with all these bugs. But anyway. Okay. I guess maybe let's just get to what today's build is. Okay, wait. Let me make sure I have like all the parts. Oh, they're in here. Alright, so let's switch over to avatar view, and you're gonna have to like step back quite a bit, so I'm just gonna set the control manually of camera. We should really add some like dedicated buttons so that it switches between... Okay, I don't actually know what I'm doing right now. Okay, I'll just set it manually in OBS. I think I have something kind of jank right now. Okay, so yeah, here's my cooler, and so I bought this at Wally World for like probably 20 or 30 bucks. It's crazy because like if you look at coolers, like anything this size, you have this guy for like 20, 30 bucks, and then you have like a bunch of coolers that are like a lot more expensive, like 150 minimum, that like have a bunch of features and are like you have like the Yetis and Cody's and whatever. But then you just have this classic Igloo that like it's probably been around longer than I've been alive, at least this product line. And so yeah, it's no frills, it's really basic, it's really simple. If you look inside of it, and this is a case I'm so glad that like I have this like camera arm, because there's no way that I could do this project at all like with the camera in that fixed position that we had for like the first few months. So yeah, there's like really nothing special about this at all. And so it's pretty simple, and that's what I wanted because it's nice, cheap, but it's a little too simple. It doesn't lock at all, and I have a pickup truck, and I put this thing in the bed of my pickup truck, and that's... I get worried that, like, it'll fly, like, the top will fly off, and then, like, the air resistance will, like, make it actually like rip off or something, and then like all my drinks will get like really warm or like fly out and start littering and stuff. So yeah, I want it to lock, and I have, ooh, let's put this back, should be. And so a good thing though is that I am a fan of the NANUK cases. They resemble what's commonly called a Pelican case, brand name. But let's get this out of the way because it is huge. Okay, so this is a NANUK case. It's another brand, somewhere like Pelican cases and stuff, and they sponsored Bloodsport, BattleBots team I'm on, and this is the actual flatline telemetry unit that you've seen on TV on BattleBots. The antennas are taken out, but yeah, it holds a laptop and stuff. But the part that I want to demonstrate is how the latches work. And so these latches are pretty secure, and they have a thing where like you pull this down and then you can open and close it, and there's just no way it's going to open by accident, and if it somehow does, you have two of them. And so I actually have like a really big ass suitcase that's like basically the same thing as this, but just like really big. And I replaced the latches on them, not because they were broken, but because I wanted them to lock without like having to put like an external lock on top of it, like a padlock. And so they actually sell versions of these latches that you can upgrade to that have like TSA compatible keys, so that you can lock it while you're traveling and then just unlock it when you need to. But with that, I actually had some leftover latches that haven't been used for anything. So yeah, these are the two latches from my suitcase. And that away. So the goal for today's stream is I'm gonna take those two latches that have been laying around unused and upgraded from, and I want to slap them on the Igloo cooler so that it doesn't fly, so the top doesn't fly off on the highway or something. But yeah, so we have two of them here, and I think, let me go get that thing again so that I can really show how it works. So I guess, what's the best way to demonstrate this? Let's turn this sideways. Okay, so you have this latch, and this is, I guess, when it's like closed and locked. And so this part here will catch on to whatever. Let me turn it the same way that it's oriented, I guess. So yeah, this part here, it latches on to this part here. And yeah, that's how it keeps the top retained in. And then this part here is where it actually like pivots and hinges. So we're gonna have to like figure out what the dimensions are for like how we want to have that like pivot point set up on the bottom half of the cooler. And then there's also this bit here, which, oh, that's weird. It got stuck. It has never gotten stuck before. Okay. So yeah, that's probably actually another thing I have to constrain for. We have this bit here, the sliding part that prevents you from like accidentally pulling this off, because like with most latches, you just flip this up and it opens, but here you need to pull this down in order to flip it up. And that's the part that really keeps it nice and secure. So if we look at how that works, there's another little catch down here. And if we map it to here, then this is the bit here that this latches onto. So we need to design the pivot point for this to go up and down. And we need to design something that catches on to the silver latch here that prevents it from opening. And then we need to add the catch point for the top of the latch, this bit, and just make sure that the dimensions are correct on that. So this is going to need like probably a few iterations of some test prints before we actually get something that works. And with that, yeah, I'm going to be using just PLA for that. I have some ABS and some PETG, and even some nylon and polycarbonate if we really need to. But yeah, I should probably do a bit of research into which plastic is the most optimal for that. Because, yeah, we don't want something that's too fragile. We want something that'll last through the outdoor exposure that like a typical cooler will be going through, especially if it's like in the back of a pickup truck on the highway or something like that. And there's also some other considerations, like we want the catch, which is going to be limited in size, to be strong enough to withstand what it needs to do. The way that I want to pivot, I bought this about 5-ish millimeter stainless steel rod. Wait, is zinc plated steel the same as stainless steel? I don't think it is. Okay, it's not stainless steel. I don't think it's stainless steel, but it's a steel rod with zinc plating that we're going to be cutting to size. And we need a way to retain it into here. This actually has the same kind of thing going on here, but I think it actually came with, like, I think the upgrade kit actually came with 2 of them, but I lost them, so we're gonna have to cut our own. And I think that these are literally just, like, it looks like that they kind of, like, roughed up the edges of it, and so it's kind of like something between, like, I guess a force fit, and, like, I don't know what it's called, I'm not a mechanical engineer. But, yeah, we could go that route. We could heat it up with, like, a torch and bend it on one end. We could, use, like, a tap and die thingy and thread it, and then use, like, nuts on that. But, yeah, we have plenty of time tonight, so we can figure that out. But, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I guess we're gonna have to start with, like, a mini scale of this. Maybe we'll see if on the NANUK website there's actually, like, these latches on the website, like some CAD models that we can just import into Fusion 360 and then build around, because if so, that saves a lot of time. But yeah, if not, we have calipers. We can do that stuff ourselves. But if there's an official resource out, we should use it. But yeah. Okay. So, let me go get back to the PC and set the camera back to automatic. Just make sure it actually works. So, what are you looking at right now? So this is Bamboo, I think. Is that Bamboo? Yeah, that's Bamboo Studio. I don't want that right now. I want Fusion 360. So let me go add that source. Fusion 360. Okay, cool. There we go. But I guess the first thing to do probably is just look up if NANUK has these latches, like step files or something on their website. So, NANUK. Let me go actually add a Windows source to Firefox right now. Okay. Yeah, I technically don't actually know if this video is supported because, or not supported, is sponsored. I don't think it is technically, but like I am using stuff that was sponsored for Bloodsport, so I guess you could kind of consider this to be like trickle-down sponsorship. But yeah, okay, so these latches are officially called Power Latch. No, Power Claw. So... Oh, wow. I didn't realize that the latches just the normal latches. A single one's like $9, but like, oh, I forgot to transition. Okay, cool. So yeah, I didn't realize that a latch was actually pretty cheap, like $9 just for the normal one, because like the TSA version of it is like 50 for a pair. But yeah, they, like, if you just get like one of their normal cases, and I have like, I think I own like 5 of them personally, they have, they usually have the CAD model up, or at least a partial CAD model of it, like, for I think the interior space of it. Downloads. So, yeah, you can, like, if you do, like, laser cutting of, like, foam or, like, top plates and stuff, you can get the DXFs of that. I think there's step files and stuff. But not 100... So there's no downloads page here, so it looks like we're gonna have to make it ourselves. But that's okay. We know how to do that. Okay. So I think the way to start out here is just to do like a 2-dimensional profile of this. And let me just make sure that the auto switch is working. Yeah, auto switch is working. Cool. So, Alexa, set lights to purple. So yeah, the important parts I guess that we want to get are, what does this do? Does that actually lock in anything? Let me check. Okay, and it looks like that this is actually like a slightly bigger size or something, because like, it might be an older revision, because like, these look like they're about the same size. But there is a slight difference in that like here, this part pokes out the top here, but here it doesn't poke out as wide, just part of it. So it could just be like a different version of it or something. But the dimensions look pretty compatible. We're not gonna be measuring this one at all, because we're building for this one. So with that, what do you do? Yeah, I don't think that actually locks in anything. I think it's just there. So we really just have to make sure that we have clearance for that. The important parts, I guess, then, are going to be the pivot point, and this latch here, and the latch catch there. And so I think the way I want to start doing that is, let's see. I might actually try to set up something kind of neat in OBS. Let me see if I can do this. So, I'm gonna have just the camera focused on this. And then we're just gonna, like, kind of copy the rough shape of it. Okay, so we're on the app view. I'm gonna go add a source for, that camera. Yeah. But this time we're gonna like crop it and stuff. Actually you might want to copy that source just because like, I don't know if that's gonna affect the other view of it. If I turn off studio mode, yeah, let's turn off studio mode for now. Okay. Video capture device. Let's add a new one, but based off GoPro one. Okay, I think it wants an exclusive source, so I'm just gonna actually delete that and just add the other one and just deal with it if it doesn't like it. So video capture device, add existing, and then let's. Is it Alt that lets me actually like crop stuff? Yeah, it is Alt. So the goal here is I just want to get like this kind of rough shape sketched out. Let me just check on the iPad. It'll take like what, 30 seconds or so latency. Okay, cool. And I guess we can like also just flip here and then I can just check. Okay, cool. So it doesn't actually mess with it. This is what I want. So me trying to model that out. And I think the first thing, yeah, we already have a sketch. And so I'm just gonna make this like 5 millimeters. And then the really rough length for this. Yeah, that's 75 millimeters. So I'll just like throw that around here. Okay. Gonna get another screwdriver. Yay, screwdriver! Yum, yum, yum. Okay. So that's just kind of like, I guess, a reference for what we want. And I actually have this like second latch that I'm gonna have like right at my desk just so I can like kind of see stuff better. Oh wait, let me see, is that still in view? Pull that back a bit. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so I also got my calipers, just so I don't have to keep going back and forth. Okay, so we have the latch thingy. Or yes, the back latch, which that looks like it's about a 45-degree angle. And, yeah, that's about the same thingy. Okay, cool. So we'll just make that like horizontal. And then it's gonna be dimensioning stuff out. Okay, so from there to there, that's like 18 millimeters. And then the top of that to that. And I like to just assume that engineers like to, oh gosh, what if they're an inches company? Shit. Yeah, because that's 3/8 inches. Oh wait, why is Fusion not happy? Okay, 3/8 inch. Wait, does this not want you to mix units? 3/8 inch? 0.375? Oh, 0.75 inch. Okay, so you can't do fractions, I guess. That's annoying. But yeah, okay, I think that this company prefers inches. So, we'll just... Is there like a document settings thing for changing units? Because I'll be honest, I prefer to work in like metric, but like if I'm basing something off of like if I'm modifying something and it's based in inches, it's just a lot easier to work in inches. I haven't done this before. Oh, document settings is here. You can't see it because the thing's in the way, so I'll actually move it. Oh, that's actually really weird. There's actually stuff here that I can see, but on your view, it's actually hidden. That's strange. But anyway, I guess let's just set the units to inches, I guess. If I know how to do this. Okay, there. Units. You aren't able to see anything because they hid it for some reason from the thingy. Oh wait, why am I dropping frames? That's... And why is my tracking going nuts again? What's going on? My bitrate just dropped like crazy. Hold on, let me go check something super quick. it's not my VPN because I turned that off ages ago. But let me actually listen to like if I'm modifying something in its base and it's just test 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. Shit. I think the stream's dying. God damn it. Okay, y'all cannot hear me right now. I don't think y'all can hear me because the stream is definitely dying. That's actually really weird. There's actually stuff here that I can see. Like, why is there a really long delay going on right now? Hold on. Okay. Figured out what happened. For some reason, even though my laptop, which I'm streaming off of a fully loaded Framework 13, with an eGPU and stuff, what happened? Yeah, for some reason, even though it literally has Ethernet plugged in, it still decided that it didn't just want to use Wi-Fi, it wanted to use 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi band, and everything switched over, the connection tanked. So I put that on the immediate actionables list of what to fix so this doesn't happen again. But yeah, we're back. Hopefully this doesn't happen again, and if it does, that's gonna be my first instinct to check. So yeah, I guess let's get back to it. Okay. So, what was I doing? I was measuring out these things, and I think I was also talking about how, I usually design stuff in metric, but like, oh wait, let me go skip this over. Okay. So yeah, I was talking about how I normally design stuff in metric when I can, but if something is like based in inches, like I'm modifying something else where like everything was based in inches, or like if I'm working with wood especially, because like everything woodworking related in the US, which is where I'm from and at, is inches based, then I just switch to inches just so I don't have to like convert everything, like literally all the hardware and all the like wood stock and whatever to millimeters and stuff. So yeah, we're gonna be working in inches today, I guess. But yeah, let's get back to measuring the stuff out so that we have, I guess, kind of a good test fit for this. Okay, so distance from there to there in inches. It's kind of weird that, like, it doesn't like fractional inches, but okay. Yeah, so literally everything here is rounding to, like, a really neat, like, 1/8 or 16th or something of an inch. What is that? I don't have all these memorized. What is, I have a TI 8083 or 84 next to me, so I can just brute force some of these, inches. Okay. So, it's a bit bigger than 1/8, but is it 3/16ths? It is 3/16ths. Okay. So, 3/16ths. That's weird. I don't think that's what I want it to be. Oh, wait. Oh, I see what's wrong. Okay, so that should actually be aligned. Let's make this like 3/16 inch. Yeah, that looks a lot more correct. And it's actually a little too thick. What is this then? Actually closer to like 1/8 of an inch. And then let me just confirm this dimension here. Yeah, that's a 1/4 inch. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Okay. So then this bit here is 1/4 inch. Hi, what's up? Yeah, you just tuned in right after I had a bit of a network crisis, but we should have smooth video now. It says drop frames 0, so that is making me happy. Yeah. Okay, so I think that's about all of the relevant measurements on that part. And then from there to like the I'm gonna assume that this is one of those things where like, because it's all spring loaded, it like overshoots or undershoots a bit. Like this part is the thing I'm talking about being spring loaded. Okay, awesome. Nice to know it's good. I'm actually gonna go increase these crop bounds so that, like, I don't have to be super precise on where the bit lands. But yeah, it's this part that I was talking about being spring-loaded, so it's probably overshooting itself a little bit, so I guess I can just assume that to be, like, maybe, from there to, there? We can probably say that's probably, like, 1.5 inches. 0.5 inch. And then from here to, let's say there, we can say that's probably a little more than ½ inch. Oop, what's going on here? Where did I just put like a funky measurement here? Okay, so let's add like maybe a 16th. So let's make that like 7/16. That's probably right. And let's see. I'm gonna do the other part of this latch. Yeah, that's probably good. Okay, so from the pivot point to the end of that, which this part doesn't have any spring loadiness going on it, so that's weird. It's not super clean. It's probably like 1 3/8. Let me just do that again. But it's okay if it's not exactly that, because 3D printing is known as rapid prototyping for a reason. We're meant to keep doing test prints until this works. If you're expecting to 3D print correctly on the first try, that's not exactly understanding the assignment correctly. Okay, what is 3/16? I forgot. 3/16? Yeah. It does not like me typing in the name of the unit, which I keep doing because normally I design stuff in millimeters all the time, so like whenever I have to specify things in inches, I always have it as inches, and I never have it as like a document default, but I'm doing it now, so it's throwing me off a little bit. Okay, so that's 0.25, and then that also feels like it's 0.25, and it's rounded probably for good reasons, so I'm not gonna ignore that it's rounded. Wait. Oh, that's the wrong bit, I think. Is it? Let me remeasure that. Oh no, that's correct. Alright, and then this gap here, I should probably find a good way to annotate what I'm actually trying to measure. That's 1/4 inch. And I think that everything's supposed to align along here. And then let's... Oh wait, that's not the correct boundary. This is what that boundary is supposed to be. So then that's 1 3/8. Probably doesn't really matter how thick that is, but we're just gonna have this like 3/8 anyway. And what is not defined yet? Let's have this as like, or no. Why did I put 0.45? That made no sense. Okay, so that's still undefined there. So the depth of that is about 1/4 inch. And then this stuff does not matter. Let me make sure I actually dimensioned this to here correctly, because that feels kind of longer than it actually should be. No, that's correct. Okay. Oh, I know why. Kind of an optical illusion, but Okay, and then I guess, how far does this peak out past there? It's about, quarter inch. I mean, NANUK is a Canadian company, so it makes sense that they're still doing stuff in inches, since I think that they didn't switch away from metric for a good while. I think it was fairly recently they did. Like, by fairly recently, I mean, like, probably, like, 30-ish years ago or something. So, like, there's still a generation of, like, people designing stuff in Imperial. Okay, yeah, that looks pretty close to me. As something that we can start off with. So I think we're just gonna turn... Why is my selection being weird? Am I still in sketch mode? Okay, let me just get in and out, and then I can... Why can't I select things with, like, the box? Is it that? Window selection? Okay, yeah, that's what's going on. I must have pressed, like, a hotkey I didn't know about. Okay, so... Yeah, being sick sucks. I was sick, last week, like, right before Christmas Eve, so I was out of commission for a couple days, and that drove me nuts. Because I was, like, so ready to, hit the ground running on projects, and then my body was like, nope, you're gonna be sick. And I was like, well, shit. Yeah, hope you get well soon, because yeah, that sucks. I was literally just there less than a week ago. Or no, I guess exactly a week ago. So I think here I'm just gonna try to design probably just something that catches into... Let me move these dimensions out of the way, because they're making things kind of hard to see. It's kind of hard to tell what's what. Is there a way to, like, change the color of dimensions to, like, not be the same as, like, lines? Let me look up how to do that. Change lines. I did not intend for y'all to see that window, but okay. Change dimension colors in Fusion. Okay, so apparently you can't change dimension colors, but you can change the line colors. But, actually I might just kind of do a cop-out and just delete that line. Also delete this one, I guess. Okay. Let's see. So, I'm gonna guess that here, since this is a test print, we don't need to be, like, very durable. We just need to make sure that the, dimensions are correct. does not like it when I type in that. I guess I'm gonna make my gaps, because I usually make gaps like half a millimeter. So like, okay, what's like 0.5 millimeters? Let's make that like 1/32 inch. Yeah, that should work. And so, what's the travel of this? The travel being like, how much is this squeeze? So if this starts at a point, if that starts at like 1/8 of an inch, and then all the way, it's like 3/8 of an inch, then travels like 1/4 inch. So we want this to be a little less than 1/4 inch. Let's make that like 3/16 inch. And then just have that align there. That was to be like 1/32. And might as well just line this up to here. Are the I'm gonna assume that means that the floors at what does PDX stand for? I forget. Is that Portland? Are you in the Pacific Northwest? Let's have this at maybe 1/32 or so of an inch. We'll probably have this be like 3/8. Now let's make that half or 1/4 inch. And then here, will that be happy at 1/4 inch? No. Let's do 3/16. Yeah, that should probably work. Oh, hi! Oh, okay. I was wondering who you were. Wait, just make sure, are you Terratops, Tori? Wait, Terratops. I thought Terratops was, Bay Area. But then again... Yeah, I know that you're in the Kitakitsu Discord server. Okay, yeah. I just wasn't sure if you were also the Terratops Tori. Oh, this one doesn't matter what size that is. So just so that it doesn't take forever to print, let's just make that like a 3/8 inch radius. Yeah, so then that should probably test out what the geometry is for the for that one latch. And I think this actually might be a good idea to start just like doing a thing with now. Although still getting used to Fusion again, since like I've been switching from SolidWorks back to Fusion, since SolidWorks has really been annoying me with the Maker version of it being just a pain in the ass to actually stay logged in at. Actually, we're gonna do that in inches just because everything else is in inches. And we can just measure what this rod is. That's 1.88. Okay. Got it. Okay, so here gonna be actually measuring out these widths now so that we can make something that fits that part. So I guess I should probably add like a line here too. So this gray part, the silver part, that's 7/8 inch. So let's make that like a little smaller. Let's just make it like 1/2 inch, because it doesn't need to take up the entire width. Let's make it symmetric and whole length. Okay. And then cool. And then here we could do is there a way to like select through the solid? I guess we can just hide the bodies. That sounds really weird out of context. Okay. So let's make that what is 1.9? What is that going to be, like 15/16? Yeah, let's make that 15/16. No, that does not seem correct. Oh, no, it's 1 and 15/16. You don't want to cut operation, you want a join. And then here, it does not matter how thick it is, we just want the minimum to be able to test this out. Offset. Okay, from here, just make it like maybe 3/16 inch. Oh, and I guess we're also gonna need just like profiles. Select that one also. And then probably the smartest way to do this is just mirror it on the other side. Where's the mirror feature? Create mirror. Features. And the mirror plane is just gonna be that one. Oh, that's not happy. Whatever. Let's not do it that way. Let's just extrude it again. Start from object. And then let's go 3/16. You like negative? I forgot. Yeah. Okay, cool. So that should get us to a good point that we can test print this to see if we at least have something that goes through that pivot point and responds to this latching stuff here. And it looks like they rounded this off so that we could actually have it like rotate without like issue. But I think it's probably going to be pretty prudent to just take whatever this length here is and just do like just cut out a radius from that. Like the longest possible diagonal that could be. Which is 0.5 or 0.54 times 2. So I know, let's just add a little bit. Let's make it 0.57 or so. Although, let's also make sure that like we have enough clearance here anyway too. Because yeah, I guess Pythagorean theorem and stuff. Yeah. Okay, extrude. I don't know why, like, when you're trying to select profiles and it doesn't want you to click on stuff. Okay, so that should let it actually rotate also. And then we should have it latch onto the silver part. And if that works, that's gonna be our bottom half. Or at least the start of the bottom half of these latches. So, yeah. Let's save this as latch bottom, or I guess latch folder, and then we don't need to really round that out. I think probably the easiest way is to just, like, throw this. Actually, I need to go use the bathroom real quickly. Doop, doop, doop. Okay, dokes, I'm back, and my trackers are going nuts. Let's... Why is my ass in the air? Hold on. Why is my tracking doing this? This is weird. There we go. Okay. We're back to normal. Ish. Okay. So we can go send this to the printer. Although honestly, just adding this bit is not gonna take much time, so let's just do that too. Yeah, let's just go add this in here. And let's have this at, like, I don't know, 1/4 inch. No, we can save some time. Let's make that like 3/8 inch or 3/16. Oop, not 316. 3/16. Let's have this one be like 1/32. Wait, what just went down? Okay, correct thing went down. 1/32. This can also be like 1/32, and then like 1/16 inch of wiggle room is pretty acceptable. 1/32. 1/32. And yeah, that seems fully defined. And the width of that thing is like 1 1/8 inch. So yeah, let's just see if that's pretty nice. It feels really weird trying to, like, not weird, but I guess it just feels, yeah, weird is actually probably the right word. It does not feel right to me doing all this stuff in inches, but it is what it is. Okay. So we got this weird thing. It looks like some kind of like an ancient key or something like you'd see in like a puzzle game. But yeah, so the idea is that we have the pin going from here to here so that the thing can spin around it. We have the silver smaller latch that keeps the overall latch closed here, and then we have the thing that keeps the whole box closed here. And I guess I could look at how it's implemented on here just to... So it's not even like full width here, that's like just 1/8 of an inch. So I wonder why they did that. And then if we look here, how they also did this. Oh, that's interesting. It's almost like a pocket kind of shape, and maybe that adds like reinforcement, especially since like... Yeah, there's lots of space here, so you can actually kind of reinforce that. So I'll keep that in mind for when we do the final thing, but I would like to just get this test print working, just so that we can make sure we have the right sizes, but while we're doing that, we can also still do stuff. Okay, 3D print. So I actually have a bunch of different filaments drying out. I have some polycarbonate, I have some ABS, I have some PETG, and I have some, I think it's a combination of PETG and polycarbonate. So yeah, I want to look into which one's probably the best case. I might just match whatever the cooler is made out of, unless it's like, oh, you know, what if it's polypropylene? And I have not printed polypropylene successfully yet, so if it is polypropylene, I'm not going to be learning that during the stream, because that takes forever. Oh, okay, so, yeah, so I'm not a professional mechanical engineer at all, and I don't do CAD professionally. Like, I'm a software engineer by trade. So if you actually really want to give tips on better practices for me to drive to like do stuff in Fusion 360, I am all ears on that, because I know that I'm like kind of just bumbling around as a hobbyist, and I am not doing stuff the way that like a seasoned pro should be doing stuff. So if you have any tips on how to do stuff better in Fusion... Oh wait, I didn't even show Bamboo right now. Yeah, if you have any tips on that, I would actually appreciate it a lot. Okay, which Bamboo window is this? It's this one. Nylon. Yeah, I do have nylon drying right now, but it's also really fussy, and I'm not sure if it's gonna be dry in time. But yeah, I could give it a shot. I could also just run it through on my other printers and just see if, like, it's doing the bubbly thing, and if it's not doing the bubbly thing, then, we could probably actually print it out. And I don't think this is the kind of geometry that hates being printed on nylon. So, could definitely do that. Okay, so what was I doing? I was slicing this. Yeah, so we're gonna need some support. And I like to do that manually, since I noticed that, like, when it's auto, it's just, like, usually doing a lot more than I want to be doing. Oops. Did I click on that one by accident? I may have. Okay, why is it doing it there? Support. Okay. I unselected that by accident. I'll just erase all of that. So I only really want supports here and here. Yeah, that should be good. Probably 30 minutes, so that's enough to fill in some of the blanks here. And then we'll just see if that works out. Which one do I have a bunch of left right now? I'll just do it in black. And yeah, that should... Oh wait, I don't actually even need this to be like strong, since it's just a test print. I just want this to be like fast and make sure that we have the right dimensions going. So discard that, and let's just drop down these counts, because we're not going for strength here, we're just doing a test print. Yeah, 22 minutes, that's great. Save like 8 minutes on that. Okay, cool. So I guess let's go back to Fusion while that prints. And actually have like a way to show like the picture-in-picture from Bamboo. Wherever that is. Let me do a bit of rearranging. Not you. Bamboo, picture-in-picture. Alright, cool. Here. Let's turn that camera on. Oh, and let's go. I just realized I was like covering up the chat. Oh, something I wanted to try actually is because like it's so passive. I want to see what happened if I put that behind the chat. And I guess maybe I could put like just darken it a bit with like a rectangle. Is that gonna be color source? Okay. Select color. Let's just make it like that. Can I add opacity to it? Because if I can't add opacity, then there's no point. I can. Cool. Okay, let's just set opacity like, I know, 150. Alright. Cool. Can actually darken that more. Oh, that's actually going over the chat source. There, that makes more sense. Alright, cool. So you can see that print, how they're doing it. So, what is interesting is that, like, they have that, like, kind of tooth there. And then they're just letting stuff kind of wrap around it. So you could also expand that out. Where'd my calipers go? There. Okay, so that's like close enough to like 1 1/8, which I think is what we had here anyway. Yeah. So I guess here. How much does that stick out here? Yeah, that's like... yeah, that makes sense. So we can have that just go literally all the way to that housing there, or whatever we want to the hinge boundary or something. Then we're gonna do the same thing here. And we're gonna start from here, and then we're gonna have to go all the way through. Start from here. Okay, and then we're gonna have it go to here. Yeah. And then on the other end, we have, what was that geometry doing here? It was doing like kind of like a weird pockety thing here. Which we can do since it was like sticking out. Where did I put my other croc? There. My tracker crocs. But I guess that instead of that being skinnier, we can actually make it need to make it wider if it's gonna pocket around. So wherever that is that here? It's the very first one. So that's, we can make that like probably about an inch wide. It does not fit in there. Yeah, let's make that an inch. But it's okay right now with the test print, because the test print will still satisfy that. Okay. Oh, forgot to add this line here. And then we can just set those as construction. And then does this have like the smart power trim thing where like it turns it into construction lines, or nah? Actually I'm just gonna delete that and then just make 2 segments. Okay. Cool. I mean, that's kind of excess, or excessive. Just have that like 1/8. And then just turn that on here, and then that, and then start it from here and extend it out like an inch. Okay, cool. So you get that pocket that I was talking about. Okay. And then here, let's just do these lines, I guess. Yeah, I think that nylon's probably gonna be the strongest material, or yeah, the strongest material that we can print that out of. But it is also still kind of inconvenient to print. So, I mean, just with the way it tends to like pop off print beds and such. So, I'm not sure if the use case necessitates it, because it'll definitely work, and it will work well if it prints out properly. But if an easier filament is going to do the job, then I'd personally lean towards doing that. Also because I'm not sure if my current nylon on hand is dry enough, since it's only been drying for like 5 hours right now. But that was a preparation problem. Okay, let's have this go to here. Yeah. And then let me just make sure that this is like wide enough to fit the entire latch. Yeah, that should be wide enough. And then I guess while we wait for that to go, Peak. Yeah, does anyone want to buy me a Peak printer, or can I land a sponsorship that has a Peak printer included? That'd be sick, though. Does Peak come in any other colors than, like, tan? Okay. Let's see. So, this next part, I need to figure out what the, what's it called? The diameter of the hole that we want to do like a force fit in for the metal pin should be. So I'm going to just make a little test fit print for that. And so the way I like to do like test prints, I like to like make like a slot, like for hole size, I like to like make a little slot and put like a notch in there so I know which side is like the smaller side. And so it's gonna be this metal rod here, which is 0.188 inches or something like that, whatever it's. I mean, it's just some random stuff I bought at Lowe's, so like it's probably not perfect. That's okay, because 3D printing has even worse tolerances. So let's start that out like, whoa, bless me. And let's change the document settings to the units to inches, just since we're working in inches today. So I'm gonna have that at like 1.75. Let's have this at like 1.8. Is that the right escalation? Oh, wait. What am I doing? Oh, 0.18. Or no. Let's do 775. I bet there's a way to automate this that I don't know about that would make my life a lot easier. 0.18. 0.1825. 0.185. And then we're getting pretty close to our actual measured, whatever that was. 0.875. Then 0.19. And then 0.1925. 0.195. 0.1975, and then 0.2. And I don't know, maybe that's enough range. Okay, and then how many things is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just have this at like maybe like actually no, let's not do it that way. Yeah, let's just have this so it's up. So each of those is like that far apart. And so the point of this is you just got like a nice spread of sizes, and then we can just figure out which one's actually the best fit for, gonna try to just do like a nice snug force fit, I guess, for the pins on the hinge, instead of what was the word I was looking for? Oh, instead of like trying to like bend the metal or like thread it, just because that's like extra effort, and I don't want to do more effort. I want this thing to just work. But yeah, that's gonna be our test print that we queue up after this current one's done. Oh wait, preprint. Yeah. Although, this is probably going to depend on the material that we use to actually print this with. So, let me just go probably look up what's the best filament to, like, do what's the best filament to, do force fit with, like, metal pins. And, when we do the 3D printing of, oh, didn't want to open that one up yet. So, when we do the 3D printing of this piece, it's not going to be sideways like that, because things are weak along the layer lines, and so if we have like a metal pin going here and doing stuff, unless we reinforce it with like some screws going in perpendicularly to the layers, that's not gonna be great. So we're actually gonna be printing it this way around so that we get the strength that we want along those, because really all the stress is gonna be coming out like this way. But yeah, I think I want to let me look up ABS versus PG. I know that PLA is not going to be the move. Okay, I don't know if I trust what you say, AI overview Google. I also don't know. Maybe it's creep that we're looking at. ABS versus PG. My gut feeling is that ABS is probably going to be a better choice for this. So, let me go get my ABS out of the dryer right now. That's on the other side of the place. I'm gonna go put this on pause real quick. Okay, I'm back. I don't have ASA, so yeah, that's not gonna be one of the choices. But from my understanding, ASA and ABS are like nearly the same in use case. And I think the reason people switched from like ABS to ASA is because like ASA is less stinky. But, like, now, I think that the filament manufacturers have made it so, like, ABS is just not very stinky either. And, I have an enclosed printer anyway, so I don't really smell anything when that happens. That's weird. Why is the AMS not noticing that I just put some, ABS in here? Okay, maybe this slot is cursed right now, so I'm not gonna fit in that one. I'm doing that slot. Or maybe I didn't give enough time to like recognize that I pulled out a spool. But yeah, we're gonna go put it in the slot. Yeah, I haven't really looked into the difference between ABS and ASA. All I know is that at the time, ASA was considered less stinky, so lots of people moved to that. But, I mean, that is a valid reason to move to it. Yeah. And I don't think we need this view anymore. Okay, so let's just pick generic. Just generic ABS. And, oh wait, I should be doing that at the device level. Okay, so this is just generic ABS. And it is purple. Cool. So we're gonna print this and that. I don't know why that's being shown as white when it's supposed to be purple. Oh, you know, it's probably because... yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. My guess, though, is that your typical Igloo cooler is going to be polypropylene. Igloo cooler plastic material. Actually, it's probably better if I just try to find, like, a recycle symbol on the bottom of this thing. Alexa, set lights to white. I am examining the bottom of the Igloo cooler. It has this thing that looks like a clock, and it says 2 and 5 on it. Plastic stamp clock numbers. What is this? How to identify plastic by markings. Because I'm trying to find like the typical recycle symbol, because that's a pretty reliable way to tell you exactly what kind of plastic it is. It has that like recycle symbol with like the number inside of it. Oh, okay. So the clock thingy is a mold date code. Oh, you know, actually, I could probably just look up on Walmart what that listing is, and then we can just find that out from the listing. So Walmart Igloo cooler. Oh wow, it's even cheaper than I thought it was. It's like only 15 bucks. That's awesome. Oh no, that's the 9-quart one. Igloo. Yeah, I'm not sure if I trust the AI overview, but it did say that it was HDPE. Product details. Please don't say it's just plastic. That's really useless. But it is the Igloo 48-quart Laguna. I feel like instead of just trying to find where it'll say what the plastic is, if I just type in like polypropylene, and if I get like results, versus like if I type in like HDPE, I forgot why I was looking up what kind of plastic it was, but I don't know how to print polypropylene, and you can't print HDPE, so I guess if the goal was to match the plastic to the type it was, and let's see, is this the same thing? So, I don't think it's going to be ABS or any other plastics I have on hand, so there's no point in, like, trying to match plastic then. So, I think we're just going to do ABS, or I think we're just going to do ABS. If it doesn't work, then I'll switch over, but that's what rapid prototyping's for. If it doesn't work, you can just iterate it real quickly. But yeah, how far are we on this print? Preview, or no, device. We are 1 minute left. Okay, cool. We can start checking out if it actually fits pretty quickly. And I guess I also have to decide on like how wide or how long the metal should be, and then we should probably like cut out the pins. But if we look here, the width of this is about 2.5 inches. So we can start off at like probably 3 inches as a good starting point, and then like, oh, I don't have to take this off. We can probably start off at like 3 inches as a good starting point, just trim it if we need to, since you can always cut, but you can't uncut stuff. And my hacksaw should work pretty fine for this. Not too concerned. Just need to find like a, I'm just gonna find like a pencil to mark this with, or like Sharpie. Will this work? Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Yeah. And the bamboo is done printing. Actually, yeah. Let's actually get the test print measured. And not measured, but like, just make sure that the test print works. If it does, then we can start to do the rest of, and we get another print started while cutting the metal pin. Okay, so we have this, and because I don't want to pop it open, we'll just drill out that to I guess just ream it out to a 5mm if I have my 5mm reamer. I hope I do. What are you? You feel like you're probably... Whoa, that's 1/4 inch. I didn't know I had inch reamers, but apparently I do. Okay, this is 5mm. Okay. So that should probably just be good to get that going through. I don't care if it's too loose or something. This is pretty loose. All we care is that we have a test fit going. Oh. I guess it doesn't need to actually do that yet. Okay, cool. So right away... Oh, did I completely forget to add the support? I think I did. That's why it's, like, screwed up here. But we can just use, like, some flush cutters and just, like, cut out the stuff that kind of fell down. Alright, flush cutters. Because that part is already not fitting inside properly. Okay, so we have this here that's supposed to latch there, and that could use a bit more space. I think that vertically that bit needs to be raised up, but we'll try to force fit it in anyway and just see if it at least slightly works. Probably not. But it looks like that it's kind of low by like about 1/8 of an inch. Can we use like a smaller diameter pin or rod? Yeah. We probably just like use like a really thin drill bit or cheap Allen wrench and just stick that in and see if other than that it at least works. Okay, let's go with you here. So if we put this like super undersized axle through and it still generally works, because right now that is locked in, that is locked in. So the goal is that we should be able to do that, lift this up, and then lift that up, and I think that actually works. So I think the only issue is that this is too low by about 1/8 of an inch. And also, we didn't get the support here working properly, and we probably just want to increase the clearance on that by just a bit. Yeah. So, I'm just gonna kind of eyeball that as like 1/8 of an inch higher or so. I mean, I don't think it's a problem if it's a little too high, but it's not gonna fit at all if it's a little too low. So, let me just see like what 1/8 of an inch looks like on here. That's gonna be 125. Yeah, let's just raise that 1/8 of an inch and then see if that works. And I'm actually gonna just revert all those changes that we made so far. What are you? Okay, yeah, so we don't need you there. Just where is the height of this defined? I really wish that they didn't use the same colors for like lines and dimensions, because that's throwing me off a lot right now. I think it's this one here. Yeah, that's like the only dimension going from there. So let's just... 1/8 of an inch, so that's gonna be 9/16. Yeah, okay, that's correct. And what else? I guess that we could also make this a little smaller, like maybe just 1/8 inch. But we have to also increase that by like a bit more. You know, actually, no, it's probably gonna be easier to just do this the proper way. But what defines this? I guess it's that defines it. So let's just make that like... Oh gosh, I'm getting lost. I dimensioned this really badly. I'm gonna cheat. Okay, so let's just do that and let's just like subtract 1/8 of an inch. Whoa, that's a lot. I did not expect that to be that big. Let's just do like maybe 1/16. Okay, sure. And you know, that doesn't actually add a lot, so we can just print the whole entire thing and just see what happens here. Although I do want to get that test print going, so let's just do that. How long is that going to take? Just 18 minutes. And then we can also cut that, the pins at the same time that we're doing this. Okay, cool. Wait, did I have... I'm pretty sure I just had bamboo on top of the whole thing while I was, doing CAD, but... Okay. I should probably find a way to make that, like, automatically switch. There's probably a good plugin for that. But that has been throwing me off while streaming quite a bit. But, okay, that's while this is going. We'll just cut some of the pins up to length. Okay. So let's just get like 2 3-inch pins going. Or no. I'm gonna have it this way, even though it's a bit more annoying to tighten it from this side. Is this even gonna actually like, clamp it down if it's all the way? Oh wow, that barely does. Okay, cool. Alright. And I'll just see if my standard hacksaw does the job without having to, you know, blade. I don't want to use anything like a Dremel because like it's kind of like stressfully loud. And the hacksaw should make some quick work out of this. Okay. That's not a good angle. Let me adjust the camera angle. Okay, cool. Let me get some like cutting fluid on this. That magic will work. My stack of filament just fell. Let me go fix that real quick. Just put it in the chair that I can't sit in while I'm wearing all these trackers. I'll deal with that later. Okay. Need a tap magic. Yeah, that's like halfway-ish. Woohoo! That was fast. you out. And then I guess I'll just remeasure in case that was like a little off from what I expected. Is that the other side that popped off? Yeah, it was. Just smear that away. Oh, let me just check if that's like still 3 inches. Oop. Doop, doop, doop. Yeah, that's still 3 inches. Okay. Yeah, that was crazy that you were hand cutting all of that like the day of, or the day before. Sweet. Okay, so you have the 2 pins cut out, and that only took like a couple minutes each, so oh, okay, I see what's going on. There's like a... I forgot there's a magnet on the side of my workbench that, like, I just kind of left there for some reason. Okay, let's stand this up. Let's put the saw away for now. And, clean up the metal filings. Vacuum warning for a few seconds. Okay. Just a bit of IPA. Yeah, I think the blade is like a 1/16 or a 32nd of an inch wide, but I'm not too worried since like 3 inches was like way overshooting it anyway, and on the case it's like 2.5 inches. So I was just gonna like make it a little bit bigger than it probably needed to be, and just trim it down if I really wanted to. But yeah, we have that. Where did I put them? It'd suck if I... Oh wait, did I already throw away the paper towel? I think I did. I'll just get another. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of like overshoot it and then just trim it down if I really cared about it. But where did the 2 pins... Oh, is it still clamped in there? It is, that's where it went. Okay, pop you out. Because I'm still not sure how it's gonna be retained in there. I'm hopefully gonna be able to get away with like just a force fit. But, like, if that's not gonna work, then I'm gonna have to, like, maybe bend the tip, or, like, do, like, some tapping and threading it. But, yeah, I think I'm actually gonna, like... Let me go put the printing progress on that, overlay. Yeah, cool. And then, I think I'm just gonna, like, kind of... deburr the edges a bit. Where's my sandpaper? There. That's clean enough. On the other side... I have like a proper metal file somewhere, but I know where it is, so sandpaper we'll have to do for now. Okay, spin this around. Ooh, that went through, but that's okay. That didn't quite work. Let me So the real metal file that I wanted is like way back there. I looked onto tiny ones, but I don't know if they'll actually do the job. Fuck it. We'll just keep spinning it. It'll eventually work. That's not working. Okay, where are my files? Here's like one, but I think it's round. But whatever, I'll try it. That's working. Oh, you know what I do have? I do have a carbide cutting blade. And what I ought to do is probably going to make actual machinists and whatever cringe, but whatever, I'm gonna do it. Cause yeah, I don't know if that's actually doing much. Let's take this thing. Because I barely use the actual edge of it. It's gonna grind it on the edge here. And then just whatever angle of attack this will actually kind of stay in place at. Oh yeah, that's working well. Yeah. I don't think this is standard practice, but it'll do. Or, you know, if I attack it from this angle... Nah, that's not working at all. Okay, yeah, that's definitely working. Yeah, I'm wearing some nice fat glasses right now. Sweet, well, yeah, that worked. It's not sharp anymore. So I guess I'll just wipe it away with some IPA and then put some, like, WD-40 on it so it doesn't, like, oxidize or something, I guess. Sweet. Okay, oh. I forgot that the blade was still in there. Let's take that blade out. And just pop it up to the side there. Okay, cool. So that should work. Where's my trash can? Okay, there it is. Then... yeah. Keep this bit nice and shiny. Doop. How far are we on the print? 10 minutes? I thought this was supposed to take 8 minutes. Okay, well, at least this is nice enough right now. Oh, the metal dust here. Okay. What next? Because we have our metal pins. I guess whatever that test print is here, I guess we could get the new test print sliced right now. Okay. And yeah, I know that bamboo is on top of all this stuff right now. No, it's not. Okay. So, latch holder. Are you talking about for the pin? Because, I kind of forgot that I needed to order this stuff, so I just went to Lowe's and I just got, like, some zinc-plated steel for, like, $5 for the pin. But, like, so this is what I'm basing the latch off of, because, like, I bought like some TSA lock latches to upgrade like a suitcase version of this, like a much bigger version of this case. So I have these latches laying around. So all I'm doing right now is let me just take this out. So I had 2 of these laying around, and so I'm upgrading my cooler to use these. So it's not so much a latch that I'm making; it's more so I'm just like adding in like that catch and like this catch and like something for the pins to revolve around, so that or something for the that made no sense. Pins for the latch to revolve around, so that I can put that on a cooler that does not lock, it only closes. Yeah, I think that now I'm just gonna maybe kind of fudge that bit, fudge that hole up until it actually fits, and maybe have it like be approximately like be approximately an 1/8 of an inch higher. Just gonna ream that down. Just because that's the only change that I've made between this and a test print that I want to do next. And if adjusting that hole position is really all that's needed to get the latch to work, then that should mean that we're ready to do the bigger print. Flush cutters, where are you? So I'm just kind of like adjusting this on there. That drifted a bit horizontally. I need to just change that a little bit. Let's move you down-ish a bit more. Okay. Because this is like just a super duper, I guess, bare basic version of the bigger thing that we want to do, and it's just to test the dimensions, make sure that we got that working, or make sure that we got those correct first before we commit to a bigger print. So yeah, I guess I could actually use the reamer to clean up that bit also. What would the drawbacks of using zinc-plated steel be? Does it work differently from like stainless or galvanized? Because I'm not sure what the differences are between different steel platings. Okay, is this gonna fit now? That is, okay. So if we just move the hole like where the pin goes by an 1/8 of an inch, everything fits now. And so right now, ideally, let me get the real one for comparison. Okay, so this is the real one, and when we lift this, it shouldn't move at all. When we squeeze that, then we should be able to lift this. And when it's closed, this lid should not be able to move. And obviously when the latch is there, then it should move. And it's not moving because there's a second one here. But it's moving enough to demonstrate it. And so we want the same thing here, where this should not move until we pull that in, which that is working. And then if this was a separate piece, then it would be able to lift out. But yeah, we have what we want working here. So this should be able to keep a cooler closed. And the only fix that we need to do is just move that up by about 1/8 of an inch, the hole here. So since we did that now, and since we added a bit more space there, as soon as we figure out what the right diameter is for a force fit for that pin, then we can just set that radius to that and then just get the print started. And then I guess while the next print is going, then I could probably, which I know that if I print it like sideways the way it's supposed to be, it's probably gonna take longer. Like we can probably test that out, but putting it in this orientation, which is the correct orientation for strength since like layer lines and stuff, that's probably gonna take longer, and the stream is a stream, so I'm probably gonna do the test print this way around again. Yeah, I think that's probably reasonable. And then if everything is good without having to make these modifications, then we'll get the print sideways started, and I might figure out what game I want to play or something to fill in the time. Okay, zinc is galvanized. The steel will rust where the zinc is removed. Stainless should be fine as long as there is not another metal against it while it's wet. Okay, yeah, so there's gonna be no metals involved. This is like plastic on plastic. So would you say that it's gonna be like just the ends that will rust? And if so, is there a way to protect against that? Like just coat it in like some kind of paint or like epoxy, or like just keep it wet with like WD-40 or something else? And what can we do in the meantime while we wait for things to print? Because, yeah, I don't think this is gonna be, like, these aren't gonna be, like, super quick prints. So, I might just figure out what game I want to stream in the meantime while stuff prints out. But we do have that test print going, and we still need to figure out how this is actually gonna mount to the cooler. And so I guess if we go back, yeah, okay, yeah, I'll just epoxy the ends. That seems pretty simple and easy. Let's see. Okay, let me just make sure that, like, that should be about 1/2 inch, and the new one here, just super duper approximating, make sure that we added that, like, is that correct? Okay, yeah, that should have been enough, I guess. I mean, we're doing test prints for a reason. But yeah, so this is the top side, and this is the bottom side, and we still need to figure out how it's going to be mounted. It looks like that the whole test print is done. So, we're just gonna pop this off the bed, which is quite hot, because it's ABS. And being, like, really, silly with it, because it's hot, and I'm impatient, I don't want to wait for it to cool. Okay, cool. We got that off. Let's get the print started first. Oh wait, no, we have to figure out what the whole size should be first before we do that. Okay, so we have this. And honestly, that very first hole actually just might be it. So we're just seeing which of these sizes is appropriate for a force fit. And honestly, that one might just be it. It doesn't want to come out unless I probably tap it with something else. Well, that was easy. Yeah, let's just go with that. That works. And so, yeah, I made this test print piece where these hole sizes are getting slightly larger each time. I guess maybe just to do this properly, just figure out what the smallest hole we can insert that in is before it cracks when we hammer it. No, actually, I don't want to spend all that time figuring out. This is pretty damn snug. I think we're good here. So, what diameter are you? You are 0.2 inches. So let's go here. In this bit, we'll just have you at 0.2 inches. Yeah. And then I guess we can get that printed. Yeah, I do want to print it sideways though, just for, I guess, better stuffs. But I'm also going to extend this further. Yeah. So let's just have this go to here. And then just do the same thing, but on the other side. What was I doing? Start from profile plane. No, start from object. And make it go to here. And I want to join, I don't want to cut that. Okay, and then that means that we just need supports for here, and here, and here. That sounds about right. Cool, I can work with that. I don't know why we didn't even have supports on that one print that I thought I specified supports in. Okay, let's 3D print this. How many bodies are there? This should just be one body, right? I don't know why there's, like, lines here. It's a little concerning. I feel like we shouldn't have separate lines here, but we do. But we'll see if the slicer is seeing anything weird, too, or not. No, I don't want to save changes. Hold on. Bamboo is just being kind of weird right now. Bamboo Studio, that is. I've never seen it get this confused. I'm just gonna open the task manager and kill that. Is my laptop running hot? Everything seems like it just got really slow all of a sudden. Processes. Come on, why do you want to do this while I'm streaming? It's very rude to do that while I'm streaming. Just start slowing down. Okay, I'm just gonna kill all the Bamboo Studio processes right now. Press pull. What is that? Okay, I killed all the bamboo processes. Alright, let's open that one up now. Press pull, is that gonna be... Which menu is oh! Huh. Okay, let me actually just redo that, but using press pull and see what that does. Oh wow, that's convenient. Okay, that helps a lot. I will be doing that next time. Actually, I'll just reapply it for these. Can I do multiple faces at once or nah? If I hold control. Okay, what if I hold shift? I'm confused because it says I'm supposed to be able to select like multiple things. Or at least the UI implies that. Unless there's like a really, really slight angle or something, which is why we're getting all these like weird lines that I don't expect to be seeing. I'm not sure what's going on there. That's not the behavior I expect out of that. But yeah, let's get this test print going, and then I can mess with that feature more. Let's see. Okay. So here, let's do ABS. Actually, why do I even have like 4 filaments selected? That just doesn't make sense. Supports. You want that. Want that. You want that. Slice. I probably didn't even set enable support. Oh, you know, it's probably when I switched over from that and I discarded that value. That is a lot. Let's just do tree manual. 40 minutes. That's acceptable. And just making sure I did change that whole dimension, right? I did not. So which one is that? Wait, did I have bamboo showing? I should really find a plugin that just does this automatically instead of having me switch the manual, switch the windows manually. Reprint this. And bamboo, you should show up soon. Okay, bamboo is there. And again, let's paint those supports again. Don't know why that's not being seen as a contiguous face, but it probably functionally doesn't matter for the print itself. Enable support tree manual 40 minutes. We have ABS, and I am traumatized by ABS sometimes detaching off the beds, so I'm just gonna add a brim on it just to be safe. Brim type, outer rim. Let's make it 10. And that just adds like another minute to print time. Okay, cool. Yeah, that should probably be good, I think. Let's see what this does. And then from here, I can add... Assuming that these are good. Okay, but I want to figure out what's going on here. Why is there a distance there in the first place? And what did I do here? And what was... Let me just keep rolling back until we get rid of this bit that was here. Not you. Why did that extend to there instead of to that face? Probably misselected that. Oh, yeah. Okay, that should be working. Yeah, I'm just going back and just fixing those things that were acting really weird. Okay, so here, let's try that press pull thing that you were talking about. Okay, that's neat. And let me actually just unselect. Is there like an unselect button? Does it matter? Okay, let's just... Okay, there. We have cleaner lines going. Wait, no, that's not what I wanted to do, actually. What I wanted to do was just have this here. And then just extend this to there. But why is there a line here? That does not make sense. This is a line that is not making sense to me because, like, I feel like this and this should be a contiguous face. Move the faces. How do I do that? I guess I can press pull that, but that feels kind of dirty. And what's this? Oh, you know what I think is going on? I think it's trying to do a distance instead of like to an object thing. Hold on. That might be what's going on here. I think I just got kind of lazy on that. Huh. Let's see if we just move that to object. There, okay, that does join the faces. I think that's actually what the root issue was. Was that I was just doing a distance thingy. And so there's like probably some like super duper tiny offset. But now we're getting rid of lines that shouldn't be there. And you know, that also makes sense for what's going on here. Because I added that like I added like this cutout here. And it's probably not necessary now. Yeah. Okay, this looks like it's doing what it should do now. Okay. I guess let's just see on here. Let's put this back to there. No, that's the wrong side. Okay, so clip that down there. Oh wait, that was wrong order of operations. It's here, and so this part can be extended a little bit down here because we need this to be a little bit bigger. But now I want to figure out what the mounting should be to what the mounting should be for this. And so it looks like that this here can just extend further and it won't clip into the latch. So I don't know why I put the sketch there. So I'm just gonna have this just go out here, and then we're gonna make that go there. Then we're just gonna have this like probably stick out here. I know. 1 5/8 inch, I guess. Wait, how big is the gap on the Igloo? The gap is like. Let's actually not do that. The gap on the Igloo, which I gotta bring back up all the way here, is about 1/4 inch-ish. But we also have a slight diagonal going on in here. So I need to figure out what that is so that we can have the latch go on like kind of flushly, I guess. But yeah, let me just extend this out first. So I think this should probably be like, yeah, maybe 1 1/4 inch is probably good. Extrude that out all the way here. Let's not do a distance. Let's do a proper 2 object thing here. And then I have this like protractor thing, like angle-ish calipers. And so the angle here is like 1.62 degrees. And I don't want to add that much bulk, so we're gonna put it on this side. And let me just look at this a bit closer. Okay, so we want it to originate from the bottom of the gap, not the top of the gap. And what was that angle again? The angle was... Actually, it's probably more like... One, 6, 7. Yeah. What did I just get rid of? Did I just get rid of... I don't think I actually did get rid of anything. Okay, so this thing is going to be cutting this section out, and then here, I'm actually going to, like, extend that out. So let's have this go to here, cut operation. And then, oh shit, no, that's the wrong side. Oops. Okay. I did that the wrong side, so actually wanted this part to be cut out. And then that will be set to that. 167. And this will be 25. What's going on here? Yeah, let's just have this go flush against that. It's not gonna hurt. I think I just... No, wait. I could just do that. Yeah. Oh yeah, I could have just mirrored it. Oh well. I already did this. I forgot to put a line there. Oh, and it's not even fully defined. I thought it was. Okay, that should be better. So I want this to go to that side, and then I want to cut out this part. Extent to object here. And then we have two distinct halves now. And then let me go. We have the printing progress there. We do. Okay, cool. So that's gonna be 30 minutes. And here can actually put the stuff in so that like we can actually attach this to the whatever. But I think I want to thicken this out first. And hopefully I could probably just like go back to like when I do those. And hopefully I can just make that like a 1/4 inch or something without it getting too pissed off. Let's see. We'll do that without getting too pissed off. I think that it's okay with that. Nope, it was not happy with that one though. I have a feeling that's because we had like some weird distancy thing going on here. Yeah, that's probably what was going on, was extent type to object. Let's just kill all of the things that are like supposed to be lining up with another face, but were done as distance instead of like to object, and that would probably fix that one bit. That did not fix that. Because there's like a lazy way to fix this, but I don't think I want that. I mean, we could also just go like one at a time, or like one operation at a time. Oh, I know what's going on. It's supposed to be negative 1/4 of an inch. Okay. Crisis averted. It's kind of ugly right now though, so I guess we can just like add some nice fillets and stuff. Or do I want to do that? No, I don't want to do that right now. Let's add mounting holes first. You know, I kind of want this to last, so let's actually make this a bit beefier. And we can definitely trim the, what's it called? We can definitely trim the, metal pins that we cut out. But then this would also give us some width to, add screws that go along here and are like guaranteed not going to be in the way of the latch stuff. Yeah. So let's go. Wait, did I just make like a second sketch where I didn't need to? Okay. So just add like a center line here. And then let's just set all those to construction. Why are you not being construction? That work? No, that doesn't work. What am I doing? I just hit like a bunch of hotkeys by accident. Okay, so that's gonna be 3/16. Yeah, let me just make sure that's aligned. Let's make that like... Is that gonna be 3/16? Yeah. Let's just make all these like 3/16 off. And I think I want to secure all of these with like plastites. Let's make these equal. And let's have this at... If I use number 6 plastites anyway. Which of these is like a number 6? You're a number 6. So that's gonna make, let's make like 1.5 inches or something. Is that gonna be close to 3/16? No. About 5/32. Yeah, 5/32. Let's do that. And let's get this coincident. And then let's take all that. And maybe not all of that. And mirror it across here. No, that was not the right thing. There. Cool. And then we can just subtract, extrude all of that. And then here we're probably gonna want to make those go deeper, just because that's like thicker. No, I have long enough plastites. Yeah. You don't need to do that. Actually, do I want to do that? I think I want to do that anyway. So the head of this is gonna be like 5/16 inches maybe. So let's not. Whatever. I don't want to do that. I have several like 1 inch long plastites. Okay, I'm just gonna add fillets here. Let's make that like 1/4 inch. No, let's make that like 3/16. Let's make that 3/16. And then let's maybe make the inner ones like half of that. Actually, I don't want to deal with that because this thing has to go around and that's weird. We're not going to do that then. Okay. So I think that will probably fit. And how far are we on the print? Wait, oh, if this is minimized, you can't see what's going on. But otherwise... What do you mean only bite into the cooler? Oh, like, so that they spin freely through the 3D print, but they actually only make threads into the cooler? Yeah, it should be big enough for that. If not, we'll just drill it out. What else? I could, so that we don't need any support here. What is that, like a 1/4 inch? Or is that an 1/8 of an inch or something? 3/16? Yeah. Could add some of those. And we'll just need like some minimal supports here, and we shouldn't need any supports there. And this is definitely small enough that we won't need supports, and if it gets a little droopy, we can just ream that out. Should be no issue. Just make sure this is wide enough. That's 1 inch. And then if you go back here, yeah, that's less than 1 inch, so that should fit. Yeah, how close are we? Why is that blurry? Should be watching it. Looks like the print is doing its thing fine. Trying to think of what else to do. Or if it's just kind of goof off and figure out. You know, so next stream, what I want to do on Tuesday is have that little vacuum that I've been using during the streams, and you know, this is actually a good time for me to clean up the workbench also. So yeah, let's clean up the workbench. Actually, I need to go use the bathroom real quick. Let me go use the bathroom real quick. Pause. Alright, cool. I'm back. It looks like my face stopped working for a sec. Let me turn that back on. Why is my face tracking not working? Face cap. Okay, let's go live on that. Okay, cool. We're working again. Okay, awesome. So, I think in the meantime, while we're waiting for the stuff to print, I'm just gonna go clean up the workbench, and if there is any time after that, I'll just work on the thumbnail for the next stream, and probably demonstrate why I want to do the next stream. The head size of the plastite number 6 ones that I get off like McMaster, they're 0.262 inches, which is 0.666 millimeters. Yeah, let me go just put that tool away. Put this tool away. I need to figure out a solution for these whiteboard markers. Put this, angle measuring thing away. Let me go expand the workbench view out. Probably don't need this anymore, but I'll just put that up out there. I was planning on using like a torch to bend the pins, but I don't think we'll need to do that. I think that force fit will be good enough. I don't think we're gonna use tap magic anymore this stream. Put that away. We'll probably need that. Let me just throw it this way. This ruler, just put that back. W40, probably don't need it the rest of the stream. What I do is just write and reach. Sharpie, put that away. Put this here. Let me go close my door. Okay. I'm not gonna worry about all the individual little bits in there. Oh, was that the file I was using that one stream? That would have helped an hour or so ago. Put the screwdriver away. Put this wrench back with its friends. Take this IPA. Put it away here. Not sure if we're gonna use this, but yeah, I'll just hang it up here. Actually, I'll just take the reamer off. Close this up. Especially since the cooler is like really big and takes up like half this desk, so don't want it to keep running into stuff, and that's just frustrating to work with. Yeah, and I should probably find some plastics in the meantime. Oh yeah. Where did the pins go? Oh, okay, so one of them is already in there. I'll just have them inserted into here. Okay, yeah, this is actually a perfect time to show what's going on with why I want to do next stream, if I can get to my little vacuum. So, 15 minutes left on that print. Okay, so I have this little DeWalt half-gallon cordless dry wet vacuum, and it's generally pretty good, but there's kind of two issues with it. There are kind of two issues with it. The first one is that the exhaust is out the sides. And so, because this isn't like really wide, I have to like kind of vacuum stuff up in like bands. And when I'm doing that, I'm like, it's going like, woo! And so the stuff I'm trying to vacuum up just gets blown to the sides. So I want to add some vents that redirect it to go backwards, but without restricting the airflow too much, otherwise the vacuum won't do its vacuuming thing. Because the use case for this is really just my workbench. So if it's just exhausting out in the back, then that will do what I want it to do. And then this bit here, it's loose, and it just does not stay in. I don't know if there's a piece missing here, if it's supposed to be like a friction fit or something, but either way, something is wrong with that. So, oh, you know, hold on. Because I bought this used off like Facebook Market. And this has always looked like an awkward shape to me. Because if you look into here, there's kind of like a dimple that implies that maybe it's supposed to be this way around. If you try to twist it, the hose doesn't want to do its thing. So, you know, maybe... I guess if we're going to troubleshoot it during the stream... Hold on. Does it work properly if it's this way around? Okay, it fits properly that way around, so... Okay, so I was gonna make a latch so that this would stay snug in there, but it looks like that the previous owner just didn't install it correctly, and I haven't caught that until now. But this is the part that's kind of throwing me off, is that like... Oh, well that's easy. The swivels. I think we just diagnosed something on stream that I was about to do a whole, like, 3 print for. Okay, well, that fixes that problem. I'm gonna guess that that's like a lock. Okay, well, that fixes that problem at least. That's nice and snug. Why does my iPad keep screaming at me? But the problem still exists, though, that the exhaust wants to blow out, and it wants to blow whatever I'm actually trying to clean. So, yeah, vacuum warning could be like maybe 20 seconds or so. But yeah, you can see that it's blowing stuff away. Okay, so maybe that's not worth the whole stream, because it's probably like just an hour of just like modeling out something that fits this and just printing it. And just making sure that it doesn't constrict it too much. Yeah. Okay, well, we fixed that part being rotated weird at least. I'm gonna wash my hands because this vacuum has touched like kitty litter fairly recently. Have that. Some body safe, rinse-free soap. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, I guess that doesn't warrant a whole stream, so I have to figure out what I actually want to stream on Tuesday. Another, like, mini project before I get to the big boy stuff, for next quarter. Gonna smear that around. Not just soap water. What do I want to do? How close are we on this print? We got 10 minutes left. Let's just look at the model again. Is there anything that we can, like, streamline or any weird catches? Some of them maybe literally. Alright. So I think I'm just gonna compare how they did it on here versus on here. It looks like that's pretty much just the same. If we have it printing sideways, then we don't really have to worry about that being unsupported. We could round that out a bit just for aesthetic, I guess. It's hopefully not gonna look too weird. Whoa, I was thinking millimeters. Yeah, that shouldn't really be an issue when we're printing stuff, I don't think. Let's see what else. On here, we have that pocket that we were talking about. Have this pocket here. I'm thinking that maybe we just kind of extend that out a bit, just so that, like, it's the same thickness. And we might be able to just, you know, I think I actually just want to lower the screw count here also. So where do we do those holes? Yeah, let's just lower the screw count. So yeah, we have that, and then I think I just want to pull this up a little bit. And then here we'll just make those. Probably didn't want me to make a collinear on that, like, on the circle. Yeah, then we'll just raise that up and just add some features as necessary. Oh wait, this was not the right length. That should have gone all the way. Oh, no. Why are you going to... I don't want you to snap at the midpoint. Okay, let's have you go there. Collinear. Finish that.
Hide the body.
And then just take that. And we don't have to worry about that being a little bit weaker than the other one. Let's just have it joined, and instead of... Yeah. And then just have like a... maybe 3/8 inch, or 3/16. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that looks like that'll work. And then I guess just for consistency, I'll just sink that down. So that's 1/4 inch-ish. I don't know why that's more than 1/4 inch unless it's like 1/4 inch plus like 1/32, but yeah, I think I'm just gonna sink that one a bit. Just to make it a bit cleaner. And then what was the width of that head? Screw head was I'm tired of thinking in fractions. I'm just gonna put a decimal. Let's make that like point whatever that is. I guess we can just keep playing with fractions. Let's see what 5. Let's try maybe 9/32. Yeah, 9/32. That'll work. And then let's just pull it down and just eyeball it so it's about the same-ish thickness of that. Negative, I don't know, 5/16? Yeah, that'll work. And then that should look pretty alright, I think. Can we remove any, like, stress risers? Doop, 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 doop. I'm gonna put these bottles away. Is there anything else going on here? Any, like, rounding that we want to do on these latches? Because this part kind of already takes care of that being like that, and we don't want that to slip out easily. I guess here we could use a bit of rounding there. Yeah, why not? Let's round that out a bit. That little lip. Maybe 1/16? Yeah. Okay, cool. That looks competent to me. But we have to wait for this test print to finish before we can really set it on this one, because we may have to adjust some things depending on if it's sussy or nah. I guess maybe to make the hinging action just a little bit smoother, probably like just have this be at like 1/8 inch. And that probably relieves some of the need for support also. Yeah. Then let me just get another one of these. What is this? What is the mystery yucky here? Is that from like the bottom of the WD-40? Oh, I think that was from the bottom of the WD-40. It was. I've been having an issue where, like, I see these, like, random, like, kind of greasy stains appear on the workbench that are circular, and they're clearly from, like, something, but I don't know what they are. But now I know what part of my storage shelf is leaking something out. I don't know what it is, though, that's leaking out. I'll figure that out later. Okay. I'll just put a little used towel there just to mark where it's, like, kind of sussy. Okay, what else? Honestly, can't really think of what else to do on here. We got 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left on that print. You know, we could just assume ahead of time if this print was good. You know, just so that it can be combined in like a single print. I'm gonna do a little cheat that I like to do, which is just like a little super duper tiny bridge that technically makes it one body. Let's make it like 0.1 millimeter, like way thinner than anything can actually 3D print. Well, I mean resin printer do, but way thinner than my printers can print. Just raise this up like 0.01 millimeter. So that's wait, why is that not? Oh, it's the wrong direction. Join. Okay, cool. So that bridges those two as a single body. And then we can just 3D print it all at once. And then we can just start slicing it. And if our test print is good, we can just send it on this one. And if, I guess we can just like play Balatro or something in the meantime. Yeah, so functionally, it makes it look like that's just a single print. Okay, so here, let's just add the supports for doop, doop, doop. Let's expand this out to like probably like maybe just 30 degrees or so. It didn't like that. Oh my gosh. I guess I can just like do these bands individually. And then, yeah, I think that's all the supports that we need. Oh wait, we didn't turn on supports here. Tree manual. So that's gonna take an hour. On build plate? No, wait. Yeah, on build plate only, and not a brim. And I guess since this is still just a test print, not really gonna optimize for like strength or anything, because yeah, this is gonna be a lot of sitting around. So I think that I'm just gonna see if this test print works. We're gonna fit it on. If it works, then you can probably call it a stream, and I'll post the results at the end or like at the beginning of next stream. But I want to get the R&D part at least going. So what was I doing? We have that. Oh, I wanted to add the brim. Brim. Brim type outer. Let's make it 10. And then we can go play with this print that just came off the bed, or print that just finished and needs to be taken off the bed. Oh, that is nice and warm. Ooh, that's juicy. Oh no! Well, it's a test print. It's okay. I probably should have waited for that to cool, but I just broke it a bit. We can hot glue it together. It's just a test fit. It's not functional. I'm coping. The brim was too strong. It did its job as we told it to. But Yeah, I mean, we also did set some, like, really weak settings, so I shouldn't be too surprised that it, like, split off. But it's okay, it's a test print. It wasn't the real piece. Okay. Alright. And honestly, just because, like, ABS takes a while to heat up, we'll just get the print started preemptively. And, cancel it if we need to. But, like, the setup time is gonna take, like, 5 minutes anyway, so we can verify that really soon to that, if not before. Let's just get this started. Okay, so just take the supports off. Yeah, that was annoying though. I just broke off what we waited, like, what, 40 minutes to print? Okay. Although, it feels like it's kind of like... I don't know, that felt like it snapped off way easier than it should have, so maybe I need to up the temperature from, like, these default ABS settings that I've personally never actually tweaked myself. Okay, hope that is, smooth enough. At least ABS is, like, really easy to, like, sand and stuff and adjust it. Oh, and this little bit here. Okay, and, where's, Latch? So, yeah, I think I'm just gonna swap out the, iron for, like, one of these, like, sculpting ones, and we're just gonna, like, melt it together. Set you up to 300 degrees Celsius. Or something close enough to that. Okay. Then... because we just want the dimensions to remain pretty accurate. ABS fumes. ABS is stinky. Okay, that should be close enough. That should work for what we want to test this out with. And then, let's see. So this goes into the pocket. Is this wide enough? Yeah, it is. The pocket fits. That hole is the right position. And then, where is one of the pins here? So I think we're just gonna tap that in there. Let's go with this more gentle hammer. Especially considering we just, like, snap this stuff like crackers. I mean, it is really quite a snug fit there. I heard something fly off. Okay, cool. That's almost aligned. Let's just see. Yeah. Cool. So, first test is When we lift this, it should not move. And it does not move. Now when we squeeze this, well, we should be able to squeeze that. We can squeeze it. We can free it. And now we can take this latch out. And if this was a separate part, it would be able to come off. This is working exactly as I want it to, which means we don't have to cancel that print. Awesome. Cool. So yeah, that means that, this test print... I mean, honestly, you don't even need to make that a test print. We can just make that the full quality one and just got, like, one latch going. Is this... No, that's actually... Is this gonna be an issue? Because, like... Let's actually extend that a little bit, because that is just a little bit too slippery for my tastes. Which means that we can cancel... Oh, I wasn't even showing bamboo. Damn it. Well, that's okay. Because we're going back into Fusion right now. So here, I just want to extend that distance just a little bit more. And which dimension here looks like it's going to be doing that? How much space do we have in there? And let's also take off that, the rounding that I added in a bit ago. So yeah, that's like, what, a 1/16 of an inch that we can add in? So that's gonna be 1 7/16. And then this rounding, I don't think we should have that. Or at least we should only have that on like one side, not both sides. So only on here, 1/16. Okay, cool. Now let's get that printed. And we can do that at full strength. And I think in the meantime, I'll just play Balatro or something. Do I want to play Balatro or do I want to play some other game? Well, let's get this print started first, and then I can ruminate over that. I wonder if there's a way to just, like... Because in SolidWorks, I just, like, save a 3MF, then I just, like, re-import, and then we'd, like, keep pretty much all the same stuff going. But, let's just discard that. And let me make sure I actually have bamboo on top this time. Okay, so that fixes the rounding on one thing. Yeah, that's what we want. Okay, cool. So yeah, let's just add supports. There, and supports here. Actually, let's do that. Let's set it to like 5, 5, 5. Gerio. I really need to actually set up proper profiles. I don't know, I haven't done that yet. Oh, I did used to do it before I upgraded my laptop, but it's been a while since, it's been a while since... What am I even talking about? Printer profiles. I know, I used to take it seriously. I know I stopped taking it seriously. Let's enable supports. Okay, and then... Let's turn up the temperature on this, because I feel like it's... Oh wow, that's kind of really low. Let's just make that like... Ooh, not 380. 1, 2, Yeah, 280. 280. Just gonna bump that shit all up because I print my ABS kind of hot. And then did I set my infill gyroid? Gyroid? I don't know how to pronounce it. I forgot how to pronounce it. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's just add the brim. Outer brim. Let's make that like 10. No, actually, that was kind of overkill. Let's just do like 6. Yeah, so that's an hour and a half. Do I want to do that this stream, or can I just save that to next stream? Yeah, let's just get R&D out of the way this stream. Yeah, that sounds good to me. Let's get that printed. Whew, that'll make this a 5-hour stream though. Let's see. You know, we could actually make Tuesday stream a twofer, where like the first half, we just finish up this project. I'll get both of these latches printed, and we'll just like attach them. I'll just make sure that it works, because I mean, I don't know why it wouldn't work, because we have the test print confirming that. Yeah, let's actually do that. I think next stream, on Tuesday, we'll do part 2 of this, which honestly I did not expect this project to be the one that would take multiple streams. I thought it was going to be the macro pad repair, or the MIDI keyboard repair. Oh, let me just show Bamboo Studio. Whatever is going on here. Yeah. Yeah, okay, cool. So I think that we're actually going to finish this up next stream on Tuesday. This print is still just going to keep going, and I'll just make sure that all fits, and then if it fits, then I'll get the second one printed, and then Tuesday will be the installation of it, and at the same time, or I guess right after that, we'll do the thing where, I make the mod for, my vacuum. Yeah, I think that's actually good, because neither of those really constitute a full stream, but putting them together probably does. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We can do that. Well, I don't know, because still though, it's still just an hour and a half to print this, and just make sure it fits. And R&D is... I want to do all the R&D in like 1 bit though. Let me think about it. Do y'all think that I should finish this tonight, or finish the R&D part tonight? Because we're not going to be finishing the whole entire project tonight. The second half is going to need to be printed, like, just kind of between streams. Yeah. Then again, my head is kind of starting to hurt, because, this face rig is kind of heavy. You know, how about let's just at least do the thumbnail on stream, I guess. Let's open up Photoshop. Photoshop. Photoshop is going. And then I can use my iPad to take photos because I'm currently using my phone for face tracking. Okay, that's... Oh, you know what? Don't even need to do that. I can just, like, screenshot from, like, OBS. Yeah, let's do that. That's some big brain shit. Okay. So move this all the way up here. And then we can just like stage this up here. Is that upside down? Yeah, it's upside down. So yeah, this is how I was envisioning we would put the latches on there anyway. Cool. So let me go get a screenshot of that first. Okay. And then let me go get the vacuum. And then we can make some like some silly thumbnails out of this. Okay, let's put you back on workbench. Alright, Photoshop. Let's add a source. Or actually, first let me make the Photoshop file. Also, my my arms are starting to hurt too with the tracker mounts that I made that are not the most ergonomic yet, so I need to make adjustments to those too. Okay, window capture source, Photoshop. I don't know why it's showing old stuff. Do I have two Photoshop windows open? I don't. So I don't know what's going on here. Okay, maybe not window capture. Let's try something else. I don't want to do display capture though. That's not my favorite. Maybe game capture. Does that work with Photoshop? Nah, Photoshop is not working with that. Let's try window capture again, I guess. Why is that not updating at all? Capture method. Okay, just had to change the capture method. Alright, so first let me go get my screenshots I just took. Oh, we are in 2026. I'll just call this one a double feature. It's a little blurry, but that's okay. No one cares about how much effort you put into a thumbnail, and if you put too much effort into a thumbnail, then it looks like clickbait. I mean, it is basically clickbait. That's like kind of the point of thumbnails now, I guess. Or actually, no, it's probably better to just have that as the mask. There we go. Okay. Cool. What else? Okay, and then we'll just do a shitty stretch this out here. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought I was doing something stupid, but I actually did something big brain by accident. Okay, what stupid face do I want to make on my thing? Man, I really like that pose, but it does not frame well for a thumbnail. This one's nice. Let's go with this one. Let's just call this double feature. That probably makes sense. And then, what's an emoji that represents finishing stuff? Let's go with the checkbox. Checkbox PNG. Or wait, finish symbol. What are the symbols for finish? There's like a finish flag. I don't really think that one fits though. Yeah, let's just go with... Let's just go with this dude. Oh, I already have like a checkbox symbol saved somewhere. Okay, and then we can have like a happy emoji and like a sad emoji. Or like a gross out emoji, I guess. Yeah, that's total clickbait. Let's do that. And hold on, I just realized that I'm like totally overwriting chat and stuff right now. So let's send this all the way down. There we go. I'm back. Yay! And let's also get Bamboo showing up again. Okay, wait, what's going on with this print? Is this print doing what it's supposed to be doing? Yeah, it is. Is it? I think it is. We'll see how it turns out. Let me restore the print display. Okay, cool. Alright, so back to Photoshop. So, I guess this is gonna imply that it's finished. And then gonna just draw some like arrows, not arrows, some like airflow things. That's too not noticeable. Yeah, and let me just find like a vomit emoji. Hell yeah. Remove background. And then, what's the opposite of the vomit emoji? Like, very happy, very pleased emoji. Pleased emoji. Pleased emoji. Apple. Yeah. Or no, let's do the star emoji, the starry eyes emoji. Yeah. Cool, this will be Tuesday's stream. Actually makes sense. Because I got to fix something that I really hate on this vacuum. Actually we can make it even dumber. We can add like stinky lines. Let's make it like even look a little poopy. And then let's put some... Yeah! that's the move. Okay, cool. And we'll just put all of these behind some like weird thingy. And let's also add the text here. Edit. Layer style. Let's add a gradient overlay. Yeah, I don't think my computer likes me running Photoshop and Fusion and OBS and my custom VTuber stack stuff at the exact same time. Stroke. Let's add white stroke. Let's add drop shadow. There we go. Yeah, this is really chugging. Okay. And this thing is really struggling right now, so I'm just gonna not keep pushing this that much further. Very unhappy. You want stroke? Yeah, stroke works. Drop shadow works. Let's call it 3D printing double feature, actually. Yeah. I'm gonna shrink this down and move it down a little. Cool. Alright, you know, I think that's a pretty solid thumbnail. It looks outrageous, but it's not dishonest. It's actually exactly what we want to do. We want to redirect airflow on this vacuum, and we want to finish mounting this. So, yeah. I guess maybe I can just clean up those lines a little bit so it doesn't look like it's in the same thing. Okay, cool. Alright, well, we're coming up on almost 4 hours here. Yeah, let me just go back to, this stuff so we can just summarize up what we've done so far. So, let's disable Photoshop. Wherever you are. Okay, that, and that. Okay, so what did we do today? We made CAD model of latching parts so that we can actually, like, retrofit, some existing latches onto a cooler. And, we did a few test prints with this being the latest one that demonstrates that it will fit. And this is just, yeah, so I think the only issue with this right now is that this part's just a little kind of weak. You know, we could actually add, like, a diagonal thingy here just so it doesn't even bend, but what we're doing right now could be enough. You know, actually, let's just add that in there. So I guess that the one that's going on right now is just another test print, to the final print. Yeah, let's just add this right now. It's not gonna be a problem. From... is it this one? No, wait, yeah, it is that one. Okay, cool. Yeah, just so that doesn't bend so much. We can go add this here. Let me just make sure that it is compatible with the geometry. Yeah, we can just drive a truck through that right here. So we're just add like a little triangle in here just so that it can't bend, which is letting this unlatch without doing this bit here. So yeah, we're just gonna fill that in a little bit, and we already pushed this up like a 1/16 of an inch. And, yeah. Direction, symmetric. Let's make it like, I don't know, 1 inch. Join. And then we can add some chamfers here. 0.5, is that too big? Let's go with 0.375. Why not just like... I'm just gonna do the dumb thing where I just like push this a little further. One, 5, 2, 3, 2, 5 is probably it. Yeah, okay, cool. And then I just want to add that chamfer in there so that it would be 3D printable, or so that we don't need to add those supports in there. And then, maybe we just add this a bit here. Yeah, that looks kind of nicer, I think. Cool. So that'll prevent that from flexing. And I guess maybe just keep playing with this a bit more. I swear, by the time we actually get to the end of this, to the little adjustments, this thing's gonna finish popping out. Yeah. This is kind of a nice fidget. Oh, we could also actually just kind of enclose it all so that the side stuff is protected and not like exposed to like dust and dirt and stuff. That's actually probably a nice little thing that we could add. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? No, actually I didn't want to do that because I wanted to keep the screws exposed, and that actually had a lot of supports. That had more support needed. Let's not do that. Unless it's like super terribly ugly, and then we'll have even more catting and stuff next stream. Yeah, this part is really strong though. I'm quite happy with that. Wow, I'm gonna have to like refinish this workbench probably in a year or so, because there are little pock marks showing up. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, let's... Yeah, I guess that was the stream. We made this CAD model. We did some test prints. We're getting really, really close to something that we want. So now it's basically just wait for the prints to finish popping out. And then I can just save the installation. I'll do a sanity check before Tuesday. Make like little tiny adjustments if we need to, but yeah, if everything works, then we can just get this printed out. We get 2 sets of these printed out, attach them on Tuesday, and then work on that little vacuum mod that I was talking about. Okay. Oh, let me check my announcements that I wrote down. Okay. Cool. Well, this video transition's turning out chonky. Alright, well, cool. I don't know why my arm is dead right now. Does this thing, like, really run out of battery so fast? Unless I just rusting it for so long that it just turned off. Let me check Steam VR and see what the battery status is on that. Steam VR, where are you? Oh gosh, that was really chonky right there. Tracker active. Okay, none of these are like dead though. Alright. Well, we did a lot of what we wanted this stream. I'm doing a thing where I guess if stream doesn't finish, if we don't finish the goals, we'll just roll it over the next available time slot instead of like move over all the streams and stuff. But that's what I'm planning to talk about not this Sunday, but next Sunday for some of the stream reformats. Just because I've learned a lot over the past over just the past 2.5-ish months, I guess, of streaming, and yeah. That's, I guess, today's stream. Oh, on Sunday, this Sunday, I want to get the video out where I talk about the electronics inside of Injection, the electronics and the custom software, where she runs on the Steam Deck and she shocks me and stuff. Yeah, so that'll be a thing. And then my next stream will be on Tuesday at this time slot at 6 p.m. Central. But yeah, all right. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. This was fun. I like making stuff on stream, and I guess I'll be logging off. Bye bye. There.